On today's episode, we do some porting and gasket matching for our exhaust side of the turbo setup. I'm going to be going through the hot side of the turbo, as well as the exhaust manifold, and I guess you could say this is the beginning of the downpipe of the Flying Miata kit. Now all these parts, once I'm done, I'm going to have ceramic coated, just so they retain more of the heat and basically don't get as hot, don't let out as much of that heat. But before we do that coating, I wanted to go in and do this porting and gasket matching. So let's get into it, and we're going to start the inspection with the hot side of the turbo. Let's get this stuff out of the way here. This is the hot side of a Garrett 2560R turbo. Pretty standard size for many Miatas and their setups. One of the common things that you need to do is actually open up this hole a little bit for the wastegate. What can happen is not enough pressure gets through here, not enough air escapes, causing boost creep, meaning your boost actually increases higher than you want it to. Let's say we're making 260. We don't want to make a 1 horsepower over 260 because the drivetrain at that point gets a little fragile. And if this opens up, let's say at 14 psi, but doesn't allow all that pressure to escape, that pressure is going to build up. It's going to build up past 14 psi, causing you to go over 260 horsepower, which could cause either engine failure, shooting a rod into space, or the transmission, gets a little concerned over that 260. So we're going to open that up. And then we're also going to provide a little channel in here to that hole as well. Now also what I've done is I want to get the gasket and actually see how this opening is and how well it matches up. It looks really nice on this piece. So we've got the gasket here, and that looks pretty good. It looks like, I guess, a touch could be opened up. But really, that's really pretty close. Not a huge amount of space there. But you can see there's these bumps here. And we can definitely get rid of those bumps. There's a little bit of flashing down the center, but that's really not much of a concern. Oh, and there's one other spot too that I think I can get a little more benefit out of. See this ridge right here? I think we can make this transition a little smoother. I want to double check. I'm going to see the fitment of the internal turbine. I'm pretty sure it sits flush here, but I'm going to double check that. Let's start off with these little humps here, as well as a channel, opening that up, maybe getting rid of that a little bit in there too. that will do it. Now that the parts are done, we will be ceramic coating these before install. So that's what I gotta do now, get these off to coating. Next episode, a little bit of an unknown. Gotta get this car to Stefan's, so I'm not sure if we're gonna have an episode next week. It's pretty much ready to go. We're gonna look over everything and make sure we have all the parts in order and everything like that. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned. Of course, the battery dies like right when I'm just doing the outro. Battery's dead.